Hey everyone, ready to nail that compression molding machine operator interview?
We're going to dive deep into some strategies to help you make a killer first impression using some really helpful info from RoleCatcher.
They've got tons of resources like their AI-powered resume builder and a giant library of interview questions.
It's a fantastic resource, honestly.
For sure. All right, so let's jump right in. What's one question you can almost always expect in a compression molding machine operator interview?
Oh, that's easy. They're almost guaranteed to ask about your experience with compression molding machines. Like, straight up. Can you explain your experience with compression molding machines?
Okay, so that's like interview question 101, right?
Pretty much. And it's your chance to really show off your hands-on experience. But don't just list off the machines you've used. You want to make sure to connect your experience directly to what's in the job description.
Got it.
Yeah.
So like if the job posting is all about hydraulic presses and high volume production, you could say something like, I have 3 years of experience operating hydraulic compression holding machines, and I specialized in high-speed production of automotive components.
Exactly. You're hitting all the right notes, showing them you've got the specific experience they're looking for. And be ready for some follow-up questions too, like what were some challenges you faced in that role? Or how did you overcome them? They want to see you can problem solve,
Yeah.
Think about a specific situation where you had to troubleshoot something tricky and how you nailed it.
And that's where RoleCatcher's AI can be a total game changer. That AI resume builder thing analyzes the job description so you know exactly what skills and experience they're looking for.
Yep. It helps you highlight the things that matter most so you stand out from the crowd.
Love it. Okay, so let's move on to another big one. Quality control.
Yeah, they're definitely going to want to know how you make sure those molded parts meet those super precise quality standards. They might ask something like, how do you ensure that the molded parts meet quality standards?
So for this one, it's all about that attention to detail.
For sure. Think about a time you found a defect could be something small, like a tiny variation in thickness or a surface imperfection.
And walk them through your process, how you spotted it, and what steps you took to prevent a whole batch from being messed up.
Don't just say you followed procedures. Give them the details, like, I use calipers for precise measurements, or I always do a visual inspection with a magnifying lamp. They want to see how you understand quality control in action.
Oh, and I've got a pro tip here.
Fine.
Use RoleCatcher's AI interview practice tool to actually practice those answers.
Yeah, it analyzes your video rehearsals and gives you feedback. It's like having a personal coach helping you refine your body language and your tone and just how you present yourself overall.
So you come across as super polished and professional.
Exactly. Okay, ready for another biggie?
Hit me.
How do you troubleshoot problems with the machinery?
Okay, this one's all about thinking on your feet, showing off those mechanical skills.
Yep. So first things first, emphasize safety. You could start by saying something like, my first step is always to shut down the machine and make sure it's isolated so it's safe to work on.
Safety first.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
Then you can walk them through your troubleshooting process, right?
Absolutely. Like, I would check the hydraulic pressure gauge, make sure the heating elements are the right temperature, and take a close look at the mold itself for any signs of wear and tear.
And don't forget to mention any creative solutions you came up with or times you had to team up with the maintenance crew to fix something really complex.
Right. The more detail you can give, the better. But always remember, tailor your response to the specific job. That's where RoleCatcher's AI comes in handy again, to pinpoint those keywords and skills they're really looking for.
Awesome. Now let's talk about another crucial aspect of this role, workplace safety. You know they're going to ask about it. Something like, how do you ensure the safety of the workplace while operating the machinery?
Oh yeah, safety's a huge deal in this field. But don't just list off safety rules from a manual. Think of a real-life example that shows how committed you are to safety.
Like in my previous role, I spotted a frayed electrical cord near the machine. So I reported it right away and put up a warning sign to prevent any accidents.
Perfect. That shows you're proactive and safety is always top of mind for you.
And be ready for follow-up questions too, like, have you ever had to stop production because of a safety issue? Or what happened?
Right. They want to dig deeper and see how you handle those situations.
And this is your chance to show them that safety always comes first, even if it means things get delayed a bit.
Exactly. Okay, so we've talked about machines and safety. What about materials?
Oh yeah, they might ask about your experience with different types of molding materials. Like, can you explain your experience with different types of molding materials?
And here's where you can get really specific. Don't just say, I've worked with polypropylene. Tell them how you used it, what kind of products you made with it.
Like, I used polypropylene to mold these super durable, lightweight components for medical devices, which meant being really careful with temperature control to avoid warping.
Bingo! You're showing them you understand how to use different plastics to get those perfect results.
Now, deadlines, those are a big deal in any manufacturing job, right?
Oh, yeah. So be ready for a question like, can you describe a time when you had to meet a tight deadline? They want to see how you perform under pressure.
Think of a specific situation where you had to hustle to meet a deadline.
Right. Like, did you have to adjust production schedules or streamline some processes, or did you have to really collaborate with your team to pull it off?
This is your time to shine and show how you can handle the heat and stay focused when things get crazy.
And don't forget to mention that even with tight deadlines, you never let quality slip. You could say something like, even though we were racing against the clock, I still made sure we did all the quality checks, we didn't cut any corners. Every part had to meet those exact specifications.
That's a great point. Quality is king no matter what. Now let's talk teamwork.
Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Right. So you might get asked, how do you work effectively as part of a team? They want to see how well you play with others, basically.
Yep. So think about specific examples of how you've been a team player.
Did you help train someone new? Or did you step in to help a colleague who was struggling? Or maybe you shared your knowledge to help the whole team get better at what they do.
Right. Focus on those times when you showed great communication skills, collaborated well with others, and were always willing to lend a hand.
And remember, RoleCatcher can help you refine those answers and make them super sharp. Their AI feedback is like having a secret weapon to help you improve and feel confident.
For sure. It's a game changer.
Okay, let's get real about something that can be a little awkward. Salary expectations. How do you handle that question?
Ooh, yeah, the money talk. It's always a little tricky. What are your salary expectations?
Well, first of all, do your research. RoleCatcher has a salary insights tool that gives you an idea of what people typically earn for this kind of job in your area.
Yep. And think about your experience, your skills, and what this specific job entails.
It's always smart to have a range in mind rather than a fixed number, right?
Absolutely. So you could say something like, based on my experience and what I've seen in the job description, I'm looking for a salary in the range of insert your range here. Keeps it professional and flexible.
Nice. Okay, another classic interview question. What are your strengths and weaknesses?
Yes, the dreaded strengths and weaknesses question. But remember, it's not a trap.
It's an opportunity to show them you know yourself and that you're willing to learn and grow.
Right. So when you talk about your strengths, focus on those skills and qualities that are a perfect match for this job.
Like, my strengths are my attention to detail. I'm a pro at troubleshooting technical problems, and I've got a really strong work ethic. I'm always willing to go the extra mile to get things done right.
Perfect. And when it comes to weaknesses, be honest, but also turn it into a positive. Pick a weakness that you're working on improving.
Like, I sometimes get so focused on my work that I forget to take breaks. So I'm trying to be more mindful about stepping away from my work regularly to avoid burning out and stay productive.
That's a great example. Shows self-awareness and that you're committed to personal growth.
Okay, so let's talk about another question that seems straightforward but can actually be super important. Why are you interested in this position?
Yeah, this is where you get to express that passion for the field and show them why you're a perfect fit for their company.
Do your homework. Look into the company's values, their mission, what they make. Then connect your skills and experience to what they need.
It's all about showing them you've done your research and you're genuinely interested in what they do.
You could say something like, I'm really drawn to company name's commitment to innovation and sustainability. I'm excited about the opportunity to contribute my skills and experience to a company that's making a positive impact on the environment.
That's a great approach. It shows you're not just looking for any job, you're looking for the right fit.
Okay, almost done with this rapid-fire round of interview questions. One more that can sometimes throw people off. Do you have any questions for us?
Now this is your chance to shine. Don't just say, nope, I think I'm good.
Right. It's a chance for you to show them you're engaged and you really want to learn more. So come prepared with some thoughtful questions.
Ask about the company's culture or their training programs, or dig deeper into the specifics of the role.
Like, what are the biggest challenges the team is facing right now? Or what are the company's goals for the coming year?
Those are great examples. Asking insightful questions shows them you're serious about this opportunity.
Remember, a job interview is a two-way street. You're figuring out if they're a good fit for you. just as much as they're figuring out if you're a good fit for them.
So go in prepared, be yourself, and show them what you've got.
Exactly. You got this.
And don't forget, RoleCatcher is your ally throughout this whole process. They've got tools and resources to help you perfect your resume, practice your answers, and walk into that interview feeling confident and ready to rock.
So go out there and make a great impression.
All right, so we've covered some of those common questions you'll probably get hit with in a compression molding machine operator interview.
But it's not just about getting through the interview.
No, what?
It's about thinking about your future with the company, where you can go from there.
Exactly.
And actually, RoleCatcher has a whole section on that.
They do.
Yeah. It's called, Compression Moulding Machine Operator, Career Stages.
Oh, that's awesome.
It basically lays out how this role can grow and develop over time.
I love that they have that.
Me too. It's such a good resource for understanding those different levels of responsibility and all the expertise you can build in this field.
So starting at the entry level, what are we looking at?
So at the entry level, it's all about the basics.
Right.
Learning the ropes, assisting the more experienced operators, and just mastering those fundamental operations.
It's like a training ground.
Totally. It's like being a sponge, just absorbing everything you can and building that solid foundation.
So important.
And remember those questions we talked about earlier about your experience with different machines and materials. Even if you're brand new to the field, if you can express a genuine interest in learning more, that can really make you stand out.
Oh, absolutely. It shows initiative and a desire to grow.
Exactly. So then you move up to junior operator. You start taking on more responsibility, operating machines independently.
You really start flexing those precision and quality control muscles.
Right. All those questions about troubleshooting and maintaining quality, those become even more crucial at this stage.
And this is where I think RoleCatcher's AI can be super helpful, especially for folks who are just starting their careers.
How so?
Well, their CV or resume builder thing, it can actually analyze job descriptions to see if there are any skills you're missing.
No way.
Yeah, like if the job posting says you need experience with a certain type of machine and you haven't used that one yet, RoleCatcher will point that out.
Oh, wow. That's really smart.
Yeah.
So you can proactively go out and get the training you need to fill that gap?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's all about showing that you're committed to continuous learning and improvement.
So you're not just sitting still. You're always pushing yourself forward.
Right. Okay, so then, with more experience, you move into the intermediate operator role.
That's when things get really interesting.
What happens there?
So now you're not just operating the machines, you're troubleshooting those more complicated problems, maybe even training some of the newer recruits.
Maybe even leading small teams.
Exactly. And all those questions about teamwork and problem solving, those are your superpowers at this level.
You become the go-to person on the floor.
Right. You're the one who can handle those tough situations and mentor others.
And this is where all those stories about how you successfully dealt with a tricky problem, those become super valuable in an interview.
Totally. Okay, so then the pinnacle of this career path, senior operator.
Senior operator, that's the dream. What's that like?
You're basically overseeing everything, managing multiple machines and teams, working with engineers to make processes even better, and basically driving innovation for the whole company.
Wow, that's a lot of responsibility.
It is. And remember, all those interview questions about meeting deadlines, ensuring quality, handling pressure.
Yeah.
Those are the leadership skills that companies look for in a senior operator.
Makes sense.
It's a journey for sure.
It is.
Yeah.
And it takes dedication and a commitment to constantly learning new things.
And the good news is, RoleCatcher is there to help you every step of the way.
How so?
Well, they have these salary insights, so you can see how much you can expect to earn at each stage of your career.
Oh, that's so helpful.
Right. It helps you negotiate a fair salary and make sure you're being compensated for all those awesome skills and all that experience you've built up.
So you're not just guessing.
Exactly. Okay, let's talk about how you can really showcase that technical expertise in the interview.
Love that.
They might ask you about maintaining and repairing the machinery. Right?
Oh, for sure. That's a common one.
This is your chance to shine. Highlight your mechanical skills and your understanding of how those machines work.
Right. Don't just tell them what you did. Explain how your actions kept the machines running smoothly, how you prevented downtime, or even how you made things more efficient.
Exactly. For example, you could say, I do regular preventative maintenance checks, like lubricating moving parts and inspecting the hydraulic lines. This helps minimize unexpected breakdowns and keeps production going strong.
That's a great example. It shows you're proactive and you understand how crucial maintenance is.
And if you have any special training or certifications, this is the time to brag about those too.
Show off those credentials.
It demonstrates your commitment to professional development and staying up to date with the latest and greatest in the industry.
It also shows you're serious about your craft.
Exactly. Okay, let's talk about something that's becoming increasingly important in manufacturing. Sustainability.
Yes. Sustainability is huge these days.
Companies are really looking for ways to be more eco-friendly and reduce their environmental impact.
So how does that tie into the interview?
Well, be prepared to answer questions about your understanding of sustainability practices and if you've got any experience with recycled materials or energy-efficient processes.
Oh, like, what are your thoughts on the use of bioplastics in compression molding?
Right. Or how can we minimize waste and reduce our carbon footprint in this process?
So it's about knowing what's happening in the industry.
Exactly. Do your homework, familiarize yourself with the trends and those cool new advancements in sustainable manufacturing.
And RoleCatcher can be super helpful with that, right?
Absolutely. Their AI platform is constantly being updated with the latest industry news and best practices. So you can use it to stay informed and maybe even impress the interviewers with your knowledge of those innovations in materials and processes.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here about career paths and specific technical skills.
But let's not forget, the interview itself is a performance.
Oh, right. You got to make a good impression.
It's not just about answering questions correctly. It's about how you present yourself, your communication style, your enthusiasm.
Got to bring that energy.
Right. And guess what? RoleCatcher's got your back here, too.
They do. What do they have?
They have that AI interview practice tool.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, it lets you record yourself answering questions and get personalized feedback on your delivery.
Like having your own personal coach.
Totally. It analyzes your body language, your tone of voice, how clearly you're communicating.
So helpful.
It can help you polish your presentation and project that confidence and professionalism.
Because remember, the interview is a two-way street.
Exactly. You're checking them out, too.
Yeah, right. Seeing if they're the right fit for you, if their company culture aligns with your values, all of that.
So go in prepared, be yourself, ask good questions.
Be curious.
Show them what you've got. So we've talked about how to answer those tricky interview questions and explored some exciting career paths in compression molding.
We've covered a lot of ground today. Feeling ready to rock that interview.
Oh, I think so. Remember, preparation is key. RoleCatcher is your secret weapon for acing this interview.
They have all those resources to help you research the company, understand the role, and really nail your answers.
And don't just give them generic answers. Those won't make you stand out. Use RoleCatcher's AI to analyze the job description.
Figure out what they're looking for and weave those keywords and skills into your answers.
It shows you've done your homework.
You're not just applying for any job, you're genuinely interested in this opportunity.
Right. It's like showing up to a party with the perfect dish everyone's going to love.
Exactly. Speaking of making a good impression, let's talk about storytelling. Anecdotes. Those real-life examples, they can really make your experience come alive.
They make you memorable.
Think back to those times you solved a tough problem, went above and beyond to ensure quality, or maybe you showed off your commitment to safety.
Like that time you spotted a potential hazard and immediately took steps to prevent an accident.
Perfect example. Sharing that story not only highlights your safety awareness, but also shows that you're proactive.
Exactly. Those real-life stories stick with interviewers long after the interview is over.
They paint a picture of who you are as an employee, not just a list of skills.
And don't underestimate the power of a positive attitude and genuine passion for the field.
Show them you're eager to learn, grow, contribute to the team.
Let that enthusiasm shine through.
Now, if those pre-interview jitters start creeping in, take a deep breath, visualize yourself succeeding.
You've got this. You've prepared, you know your stuff, and you're ready to impress.
And remember, the interview is also your chance to see if this company, this role, aligns with your goals.
It's a two-way street.
Exactly. So go in prepared, be yourself, don't be afraid to ask questions.
Show them you're curious and engaged.
Now, as you embark on this exciting career journey, I want to leave you with a final thought-provoking question.
I love these.
As technology rapidly advances, how do you see the role of a compression molding machine operator evolving in the future?
Interesting.
What new skills will be in demand? What innovations will shape the industry?
Wow, that's a great question to ponder. Makes you think bigger picture.
And remember, RoleCatcher is here to support you every step of the way, from landing that first job to navigating those exciting career advancements.
They are the best.
They're constantly updating their platform with the latest industry trends and insights to help you stay ahead of the curve.
So go out there, ace that interview, and help shape the future of plastic products.
One last thing. Don't forget to sign up for your free RoleCatcher account today.
It's your secret weapon for success. Until next time, happy molding.